Hello and welcome. So today we are exploring a part of a really big mine where you can spend hours and hours exploring. Here you can see me looking into some kind of miner's graffiti or two names on the wall. And I hope you will find this video to be interesting.
I'm gonna tell you that I love you 100 times a day. You'll get tired of my voice, that's how much I'm gonna tell you that I miss you.
Okay, so here you can see a part of the big open pit. And as I understand, this open pit was mined out during the 1970s, and the town close by had its boom during the 1920s with 400 inhabitants. And here you can see the head frame built in 1941, and its inclined shaft stretches over 400 meters, reaching a depth of 232 meters in depth. The mine is from 1725 and they closed down at 1978. And as always, it was iron ore that was mined here. The weather for today is really nice, with nice Swedish hot summer weather. One of few in a year.
Ja, jag ser.
Okay, so we're making our way to our descent point, and you always have your eyes open if you find anything special or interesting that needs to be investigated. This one, it wasn't anything special since it's filled in. Here is our descent point for today. It's not steep at all, it's just a lot of vegetation, old trees, stones, boulders that you can start to move if you're not cautious. For today we brought a lot of gear actually. For example, we brought our rubber boats, since we initially planned to take a small boat trip here in the mine. But unfortunately you will not see any boating action today. And after our small descent we are now moving in the horizontal plane, so to say. And here you can see more clearly how the mine was mined out in an incline and how the ore body was positioned. And on my way to the place we're going, I saw this timber structure up in the roof, and I didn't think that Stefan spotted this when he went past, so I remember that I needed to remember to tell him when we are going back. And this mine overall is not a solid mine. It's a lot of loose rocks and cracks, and especially this part when winter when the cracks freezes up and expands, makes this part of the mine very brittle, and you see fresh fallen rocks every here and there. It has actually been places where we have headed back since it looked too unstable, so better safe than sorry. I remember when I approached this part that I found it to be absolutely beautiful, with this timber stretching across this water and the water dropping and the greenery on the other side. Absolutely amazing. So we stopped here for a while to take some photos. Okay, so here are we again at the timber structure. Actually, Stefan did not see this on his way over there, so we managed to take a closer look. So Stefan climbed up to see if there could be any tunnels or anything, but unfortunately there were only a ladder standing on top of a wooden beam. Here is the incline shaft, yet again from the head frame. The mine in total stretches down to 355 meters at the new central shaft, reaching a part where a blacksmith must have been working with repairing tools and such duties like that. There are actually quite few things still here, like different containers. And here is some bricks laying around, probably from the forge. I wonder if these are damaged sledgehammers that has been left here. Some old stairs in bad shape, but it's really cool that it's still here. And as I said, this mine is really big. And I'm fortunate that Stefan knows this mine very well, since you could easily get lost in here and having a hard time finding yourself out. And imagine if your lights were out one by one and you're stuck down here, you would be in a really bad position. But we always bring spares and spares and spares, so we could have a light going in here for a very long time if it would be necessary. This is a nice finding, a tool to load the explosives into the drilled hole. And some drill bits scattered around. This is actually a pretty steep incline. As you may hear in the background, I'm breathing heavily. So excuse me about that. It's actually a good workout. A lot of winding tunnels, and I really can't film them all since it wouldn't be as interesting for you to watch going to dead ends over and over again. This must be an explosive packing tool that we found made of wood. This entrance is really nice, with a wooden crate from an explosives box laying at the entrance. It says Noble Extra Dynamite Explosive Goods Transport Class C. And the area at the end of this tunnel was one of our goals for today to check out. This scoop that is laying here is really nice. Probably they left it here since it's damaged, as you can see here. Moving on to some bigger areas in volume. Around here we find a lot of wire laying around and drills. I wonder what they use these like small diameter wires for. Would have been interesting to know.
I don't know if you can see it, but this is really massive. I hope it shows on film. Can't really estimate how tall it is, but 30, 40.
This part, walking here, I have really hard to explain how it feels, since yeah, the volume is so big that it's quite hard to understand actually, that you can find these spaces underground like this. And Stefan, he's always on the move. And really nice of these findings everywhere. This looks like a raincoat. This unfortunately looked freshly braked off. In this area there were a lot of moisture in the air since the cold mining air meets the warmth of the hot weather outside, creating this atmosphere. And here we are again at these names that were written here in 62 by two people. I wonder who they were, what they were doing here, and why they written their names on the wall here. I really hope that it is a good story behind this. And here is a weight for something really interesting with its octagon shape. Stefan decided to climb down a bit since on the other side there is a tunnel that leads to the next part of the mine. I decided not to go down here. Instead I wanted to take some photos up here and film a bit. Looks like wood, but I see that it's a metal tube that's running inside. I wonder the purpose of that. And here you can see some detailed shots of the rails in this shaft. We decided that we were done for the day, and we decided to take the shortest way up to the surface, and the shortest way from that where we were was beside of the inclined shaft, as you may see here. It's pretty hard work to climb this scrap of wood. I will leave this running for a bit, so you can fight with me for a while. It's very exhausting, as I said earlier. Breathe very heavily, but it's nice to reach daylight and see our rope that we left behind to be able to easier get out. And big thanks if you have managed to watch this far into the video. This became a really long video, and I hope that you enjoy my narrative in the background, trying to explain a little more how I feel and what I see, even though I'm not an expert in mining techniques and tools and such. So if you see anything that you recognize, maybe you can leave a comment in the comment section below. And again, thanks for watching, and hopefully we can return to this mine again, since it's a lot more to see in here. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.